Hey, I ain't mad. Let it go. Well, good morning and welcome to My Help, My Mississippi, right here on WMPR 90.1. We're about to provide you with some healthy, helpful information you can grab on the run. Thank you for tuning in to the number one show on the radio. We're so excited to have you with us this morning. We're so excited for WMPR 90.1 giving us this platform so that we can provide you with stuff that you need. I mean, come on now. What is it that we all love to do? And that's eat. Yes. And you are eating to be healthy or you are eating to be unhealthy. But either way, we got to have a plan. So I'm here to help you with your plan. If you don't plan for your health, who else gonna plan for you? Okay. All I'm saying is, if we can plan for a vacation, we ought to be able to plan for good health. Does that make sense? All right. Well, that's where we're gonna go this morning. Well, listen. First of all, let me just mention, like I always do, high blood pressure is not mandatory. Type 2 diabetes is not mandatory. High cholesterol, it's not mandatory. Not just because mom and them had it, don't mean that we have to have it, guys. I'm tired of it. I've raised my hand and said I'm getting out of line. I don't want it. I don't need it and I don't want it. And I've been blessed not to have it because I have a plan. And my plan is to not have it. So I eat the food that will keep the stuff from happening to me, right? I mean, I don't need any diseases in my body that I wasn't born with. No, none of them. Okay. And food matters. But listen, none of that is mandatory. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol. It's not mandatory, but action is required. You got to take some action. Okay. Look, guys, we're here for a purpose. We all been purposely placed here, in my opinion, on earth. And if you want to accomplish some of the things that you've been placed here to accomplish, I just think you ought to take care of your body. I just believe that you're no earthly good to anybody if somebody is having to, if you're not taking care of your liver, your lungs, your kidneys, and your heart and your brain. Those are the kind of things that we have to take care of. Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to have Dr. Obi McNair joining us this morning. It is National Diabetes Month. He's on his way. But it is National Diabetes Awareness Month, the month of November. And listen, it's the statistics of our people that are being treated for type 2 diabetes in the state of Mississippi. It's so alarming. I mean, so alarming. And I'm here to say that uh, we got to do something about it. Man, man, people are losing their toes, their legs, and look, guys, you don't have to. Um, I understand that we love food, but if it's gonna cause us to lose a leg, I think we need to make some changes. And that's what I want to just share something with you this morning. Obviously, now when we talk about type 2 diabetes, there are two types of two main types of diabetes. And there's type 1 diabetes. It's an autoimmune condition where the body stopped making insulin. Okay, that's type 1. But type 2 is the common type diabetes that we are usually are dealing with. It occurs when the body doesn't use insulin effectively, often linked to lifestyle factors, and that's where I believe we need to make the changes. Okay, lifestyle factors. Am I right, Mark? Our lifestyle. Uh, we cannot continue to cause type 2 diabetes. And when I say we, I mean, think about it. Yes, we are causing it. Okay, we are causing our body to be insulin sensitive and not using the insulin in our body because we're blocking our cells with all the fat that we're putting in, placing into our body. And we'll talk to Dr. McNair a little bit about it when he gets in. But here's what I want to mention to you. I want to simplify it for you. I'm not a complicated person, okay? I want to share a plan. I want to share a plan with you how you, without giving it a whole lot of thought, okay, how you can reverse type 2 diabetes. And again, first of all, let me just say, if you're on medication, take your medication. But now can we start planning? Okay, take your medication, been diagnosed, you need to take your medication. But now can we start planning? Can we start planning to, even perhaps reduce the medication or get off medication, reverse 2 type diabetes? Because it's not mandatory, okay? All right, so I want to just give you some ideas on how you can simplify it, okay? First of all, we need to reduce the fat that we're placing in our body. Let me say that again. We need to reduce the fat that we're placing into our bodies. Yep, I said it. Now, and we need to increase the fiber that we're placing into our bodies. Okay, there's two things. We need to decrease the fat. We need to increase the fiber. F and F. We need a high fiber, low fat diet. Okay, that's the first step. That's what we need. And I'm going to show you how to get there. But that's what we need. We need a high fiber, low fat diet. Now, here in America, the standard American diet is a high fat, okay, low fiber diet, which means, this is what it means. It means that all the fat that you're taking into your body is blocking the cells, keeping the insulin, keeping the glucose from getting into the cells, and the insulin can't help it get into the cells to give you the energy that you need. All right, now, we need to work on removing the fat. That's where high fiber comes in. Now, look, I've often said fiber is to the body what Drano is to a stopped up sink. You don't want your sink stopped up, and you don't want to be stopped up. Am I right? And so let's stop stopping ourselves up. And let me introduce something to you, and then I'm going to tell you how you can get the high fiber diet. First of all, what is it that has zero fiber? You need to know the food that don't have any fiber. If I'm telling you you need a high fiber diet, and you don't have to trust me, you don't have to test me. You can go out and Google it and figure it out. I like to say, don't trust me, test me. Whatever I say, go test it. Now, we need here's what we need to do. And know that we need to know what doesn't have fiber. Okay. All right. So let me just say meat has zero fiber, and I'm not telling you what not to eat meat. I mean, meat has zero fiber. You need to know that. In other words, and fish is meat too, by the way. Any meat that you put into your system, it is going to stay there longer than it should because it has what? No fiber. It's going to help add fat. It's going to add fat. I don't care if you take the skin off of it or not, okay? You can't get the fat out. It's just there. You're reducing it, but it's there. So the meat, all meat, no fiber. You got to watch the intake of it, okay? You have to. Egg, zero fiber, okay? Zero fiber. Dairy, zero fiber. Now that you know the areas that doesn't have any fiber, so when you're placing stuff in your body that don't have any fiber, you can expect the body to be stopped up. You can expect the fat to increase, okay? And block the cell. Clog up your cells, okay? So we got to know that. Now, I'm not a doctor. Dr. McNair is going to be here, but you can You can test me on that. You can research that. We all have our phones. We can go and check this out. Okay. Now, the other thing is now that you know what type of diet that you need to be on. Look, I don't care about all these names, all these keto, whatever these stuff. Don't get confused with that. You just need a high fiber, low fat diet. Simplify it. And here's how you can get it. Number one, you got to get your vegetables. Okay. I always say get those greens into your bloodstream. We got to have vegetables. Okay. Get your vegetables. Vegetables are high in fiber. Okay. The other thing you have to have in your diet is fruits. Okay. You got to get fruits in your diet. Why? I mean, we're just talking about the fiber right now. This is how you can get the fiber. I've told you what didn't have fiber, and I've shared with you that you need a high fiber or low fat diet. Now I'm telling you how to accomplish it. Okay. So we get vegetables and we get fruits. So how often do you need this in your diet? Well, every day. Okay. So you got to get the fruits and the vegetables in your diet every day. The other one, you got to get some grains. Okay. High in fiber. Rice, corn, quinoa. This is high fiber food. Okay. So we got vegetables, we got fruits, we got grain. And what's the last one that I talk about? We need our legumes, which are our beans and our peas. Okay. We need, they're high in fiber. So I've shared with you what doesn't have fiber. I shared that we need a high fiber, low fat diet. I've shared with you what does not have fiber, which is your meat, your eggs, your dairy product, anything from an animal that doesn't have any fiber in it. Okay, you just need to know that. Let me say anything from an animal that you don't have any fiber in it. So any byproduct from an animal or the animal itself that you're eating, it doesn't have any fiber in it. And it's going to stay in the body. I know you may love it. Listen, I'm talking about how you can deal with the diseases that's in your body. And particularly this month, we're going to be talking about type 2 diabetes. Okay. So you choose what you want. I'm just giving you some facts. Now, so we talked about a high fiber diet rather than saying, I'm going to go on this kind of diet. I'm going to do this kind of diet. You know how long that stuff lasts. I'm telling you, this is lifestyle. It says here, type 2 diabetes occurs when the body doesn't use insulin effectively, often linked to lifestyle factors. Okay. And so we need to make sure we make some changes in our lifestyle so that we can remedy this disease. We don't have to live with type 2 diabetes. Take it easy, diabetes. You won't be here long. This is not your home. So we gotta start doing that, okay? And then I gave you the foods that you can get the high fiber diet from. It's important. I don't just want to tell you, you need to change your diet. You need to make some changes and not tell you how to make those changes, okay? Or why you need to make those changes. So when you start eating high fiber diet, the fiber is going to remove a lot of the fat out of those cells, okay? And then you gotta make sure that you're consistently eating the way the body can work for you on your behalf. And that's with the fiber, okay? We gotta get the fiber in our diet. And the way that we do it is eating those 4 categories again. What were they? Right, vegetables. What was the other one? Right, fruits. What was the other one? Grains, right? And the last one, your legumes, which are your beans and your peas, okay? Even if you're getting your beans and your peas out of the can, try and get low sodium, rinse those babies off, and go to town, okay? You don't have to, always get the ones that you got to soak and so forth. The body need those beans and peas, okay? And when you do soak them, and if you're going to use the dry beans, you make sure you soak them and you cook them well so that your body can digest it, okay? Now, guys, this is what the body was designed to do. break down food that is that we were designed to have. I always say, if you want to be healthy and stay around, eat from the ground. You can't keep doing the same thing expecting a different outcome. But again, let me reiterate: you're on medication, stay on your medication. Now let's put a plan together. Okay. Now let's put a plan together so that we can go fight for our health. Right? You heard my title song when we come on. We always talk about the fighters. Fighters stand for future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. But you know those last two letters, responsible self. Hey, you're responsible. Okay? You are responsible for your health. Don't tell me that well, you had to eat what, you know, what was at the function. No, a couple of hours is not going to, you're not going to die if you don't have something to eat in 2 hours. Don't stop letting people feed you food that's going to hurt your body. Okay, this is your body. You gotta want to take the best care of your body, and don't let anybody serve you just because they're serving food. You gotta eat it. Okay, and don't, come on, guys. Let's get real now. We need to keep our legs. Okay, man. Time. Listen, I saw a guy the other day, walking in the church. I mean, I don't know what caused him to lose a leg, but the statistics in Mississippi are alarming. And this is what I mean. Here's what let me share some of these statistics with you. Right here in Mississippi, it says approximately 15.3% of Mississippi adults have been told by a health professional that they have diabetes. This is excluding pre-diabetes and gestational diabetes, which is when you're pregnant. So 15.3% of Mississippi adults. That's alarming. Among adults aged 55 to 64 years old in Mississippi, the prevalence of self-reported diabetes is about 27%. But I'm just saying, we have to do better. Non-Hispanic Black adults, 16.8, have been told they have type 2 diabetes. That's alarming. And what did I say earlier? I said that type 2 diabetes, and we were talking about the two types. I said type 2 diabetes occur when the body doesn't use insulin effectively, often linked to lifestyle changes. Come on now. That mean, you know what that means? So when you hear me say type 2 diabetes is not mandatory, because we're in control of our life and we can change our lifestyle. Okay. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to change how I'm eating, but I'm saying keep your legs. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Keep your toes. All right. Don't lose any organs that you were born with because of the food that you're eating. Okay. Don't do that. I mean, again, we've been taught wrong for so long. Dairy product has zero fiber in it, and we've been told that we had to have these dairies in order to have strong bones. I mean, so our mind have been trained to think that we need these food that's literally causing us to lose our legs, lose our toes. We can't do that. We got to get those greens and we got to get those vegetables into our bloodstream. Bloodstream. We were told that we had to have meat to get protein. You and I both know that's not true today. Okay, cows don't eat meat, and so we don't have to eat the cow to get proteins from the cow because the cow don't eat meat to get protein. So, and now we learn that the meat that's high in fat, is a link to us having to be treated for type 2 diabetes. So why are we sharing this with you? Okay, eat whatever you want, but we need to know the facts. I always say if we had more food education, we would be on less medication, okay? All right, so again, we're talking about National Diabetes Awareness Month, and we want to provide you with some helpful, healthy information that can help you uh, live with type 2 diabetes and even reverse type 2 diabetes. We want your medication reduced if you do something, if you make food your medicine. Okay. And again, I always quote what Steve Jobs said: if you don't make food your medicine, then medicine will become your food. And we gotta start doing some things to we gotta look at food as medicine. Uh, Other thing that I wanted to here's some things that some warning signs. Um, and again, get your regular checkup. But common symptoms include frequent urination, excessive thirst, fatigue, blurry vision, and unexplained weight loss. Early detection can prevent complication. So make sure that you're getting checked for uh, type 2 diabetes. Okay. Over 38 million Americans have diabetes, and about 1 in 5 don't know they have it. So can we get checked first? Okay. Raising awareness help people recognize symptoms and seek early care. And we're just trying to bring it to the forefront so you can start doing something about it. Okay. But I want you to know that you have more control than you think. Okay. You control the food that goes into your mouth. I always say that your mouth is the door to the house where your liver, your lungs, and your kidneys live. Stop letting any and everything into your system. Okay, we got to do that. So how can we prevent some of the type 2 diabetes? For type 2 diabetes, healthy eating, regular exercise, weight management, and avoiding tobacco can lower your risk up to 58% in some people. That's huge. Can I tell you that again? Healthy eating, and what are those 4 categories that I want you to eat? Vegetables, fruits, grains, and your legumes, okay? Then you're able to reduce your risk up to 58% in most people, okay? Listen, we got to make those changes. We got to start taking some action. In other words, taking control rather than allowing diseases to control our body. We got to take control. Stop letting any, anything just take over your body. Well, I have high blood pressure, so I got to go take medication. I got to change some things so I can get rid of high blood pressure because but again, you have high blood pressure, take your medication. It's dangerous, okay? But you got to have a plan to say, how can I get rid of it, doc? Okay. Is that a fair question? Doc, how can I get rid of it? Okay. I mean, I understand being treated for it because it needs to be managed, but how can I get rid of it? Okay. That's where the lifestyle changes come in. And that's where I like focusing on because I believe that you're capable of accomplishing whatever the heck you want to accomplish. I don't believe food have control of you. I believe that you can take control of the food that you're eating. Okay. Now, again, you got to deal with the advertisements. You got to deal with all the fast food places, every block. You just got to deal with that. But your health is worth fighting for. I mean, this is what life is all about. I expect to be healthy, and if you expect to be healthy, then you got to fight for your health. You got to resist some things. Is it always going to be easy? Well, you know what? Bottom line is, being healthy is not easy. Being unhealthy is just going with the flow. It's easy not to be unhealthy because you can eat any and everything that's around. You don't even have to give it any thought. You just eat. That's how most of us live. we don't have a plan of what we're gonna eat and what we're putting in our system. We just go with it. As they say, we just go with the flow. You got a special on today, you got me. Okay. You advertising a special, whether it's good for me or not. I'm gonna go with that special. Okay. And that special may be detrimental to your health. Now, just because we don't see the negative effects immediately, we don't do anything about it immediately. But listen, guys, it's just like smoking. It took us a long time to figure out that was dangerous for us. Okay, you know, it's gonna hurt you later on. Well, food is the same way. We're ending up in wheelchairs. We're ending up losing legs, and a lot of times we could do something about it by changing the food that we're putting into our system. And it is so alarming in Mississippi to, you know, think about what's going on in Mississippi with these diseases. Now, here's another amazing statistic. Every year in Mississippi, an estimated 13,000 adults are newly diagnosed with type 2 diabetes based on, yeah, isn't that amazing? 13,300 adults are diagnosed with diabetes, okay? Every year. Is that not amazing? Is that not an amazing statistic? Come on, guys, we got to do something about this. Now, we hadn't even talked about the cost of all of these illnesses. Come on around over here, Doc. We haven't even talked about all of the money that this is costing, because the most important thing to me is, it's about your health. And if you don't have to have a disease, I just believe in not having it. If it's not mandatory, I just don't want it. Doc, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So I have Dr. McNair in the house today, and Doc, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, Obie McNair. I'm a internist and a pulmonologist. I work at Central Mississippi Health Services, where I'm the chief operating officer. I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. I'm a proud member of Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church, where I serve on the deacon board.
Awesome.
And I'm married to Dr. Rosie Walker McNair.
Which is an awesome lady and doctor, and can't wait to have Dr. Rosie on the show. She promised to be here, but she believe in people taking care of their health.
That's right.
Take control of their health.
Yeah, well, she was just coming from the gym when I left.
She is a fighter. So, Doc, tell us about where you work again and how long it's been in the area, because I want people to be able to get treated, get diagnosed. We're talking National Diabetes Awareness Month, and your office has been a staple in the community. Tell us a little bit about the clinic. And
Yeah, well, I work at Central Mississippi Health Services, formerly called Mississippi Family Health Center. It was founded by Dr. Robert Smith, who's from Terry, Mississippi. He's been practicing 50, 60 years, very well known and respected physician. And, his motto has always been that healthcare is a right, not a privilege. He's fought for health care, particularly in underserved communities. Dr. Smith is the founder of the Community Health Center movement, which has affected a lot of people's lives and produced a lot of healthcare professionals. Largest community health center in the state is Jackson Hines Comprehensive Health Center, and many of you are familiar with that. But Dr. Smith, along with Dr. Aaron Shirley, were founders and Dr. James Anderson of that movement. And it's just a privilege to be associated with that. And Dr. Smith is still practicing. Um, and we're just trying to make a positive impact in the community. I've been with Dr. Smith since 1984.
Wow. 1984. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and Dr. Smith, although he's been practicing all the time, he looks really good. I saw him at an event at Morning Star, the church. It
Yeah.
looks really good.
Yeah, he's hanging in there. God has been good to him.
Yeah.
As he's been to all of us.
Yes. So, so Dr. McNair, I know you you practice what you preach. You fight for your health. I notice you're at the gym and you understand how important food is, and you share your thoughts and things with people. Share with our audience the importance of taking control of some of these diseases ourselves, by the actions and things we need to take.
Right. Well, I was listening on my way in, and you were right on point. Diabetes is a significant problem. It's related to obesity also. The way I like to put it, from my perspective, diabetes and particularly being overweight, obesity causes insulin resistance. Your body produces insulin, but it does not work on fat. You got a lot of fat around that causes resistance. And what does insulin do? Insulin's a hormone that causes glucose, which is the fuel for cells, to be pushed into the cell. Otherwise, that's why if you notice people that have diabetes, when we check their blood sugars, it's high. Well, why is all this sugar in the blood? It should be in the cells,
Yes.
where it's used for metabolism and energy production. And so that's what insulin does, pushes it into the cell, and where it's used for energy and metabolism. But when you have a lot of fat around, the fat causes insulin resistance, and that's why you have high blood sugars. You mentioned one of the symptoms, weight loss. You are eating good, but you wonder why you losing weight, because all this the glucose is in your blood as opposed to being in the cell, producing energy and helping you maintain your weight. So it's an issue, and one of the to me the key factors is obesity. And obesity can be related to your diet.
Right.
One of the things that I noticed that you were saying that's right on point is fiber. But one of the things fiber does is decreases your GI transit time, meaning that from the time you swallow it into your stomach to it's eliminated in your stool. The faster those things go through your GI tract, the less carbs or carbohydrates or calories are absorbed. So fiber even helps you maintain a healthy weight.
Wow.
So fiber is excellent, and obviously you talked about things that have fiber, vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts. These are things that definitely should be in your diet on a regular basis. So I think you're spot on this morning.
So listen, we're talking to Dr. Obi McNair, and been practicing now for how many years again?
40.
40 years. And we're speaking on National Diabetes Awareness Month and some of the things that that you can do to prevent it, or some of the things you can do to reduce your medication on it. But the most important thing is just be treated for it, okay? And Doc is just breaking it down for us. It's amazing coming from I've been saying it, but coming from a doctor now, it takes on a whole different meaning to our listeners, Doc. So I appreciate you giving us some time this morning to break this important uh, uh, issue down with us this morning, because we're losing limbs,
Right.
and
Amputations.
yeah, and it doesn't, an amputation out of every 100,000, wow, in Mississippi, it's, oh my goodness, it's the statistics is like, 79% and then the national average was 45, and we're doubling it almost,
Right.
and so those points that you just made, and how fiber from a medical perspective, and I really appreciate that, can help us uh, be healthier. And it's, in a sense, looking at food as medicine.
That's right. That's right. And Mississippi ranks in the top 2, 3 for obesity.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I can't say that enough. Obesity is a big problem.
Yeah.
And it's directly related to diet and what? Exercise. And that's one thing I like about you. You're gonna get your exercise.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You don't talk about that as much as you do the diet.
Right.
But this
Oh,
man
yeah.
runs what, 5 or 6
5 miles.
miles,
Yeah, then go to the gym. Yeah,
Right.
I believe. Yeah, interesting, Doc. But I think exercise is like medicine too.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And as you said, it's not easy.
Right.
To think that it's easy to eat right when you see all this temptation
Sure.
around with Burger King.
Right.
I don't want to call it the other day. But, this fast
Yeah.
food. And let's just tell the truth. They taste good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sometimes you have to, well, it's not, impossible, but you have to discipline yourself. You have to show some discipline and self-control in anything. But that's life.
It is life, Doc.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lot of planning that goes into making this food taste the way that we like it.
Mhm.
So if we have other people planning for us and we don't plan for ourselves, we're gonna stick to their plan rather than
right.
having one of our own.
That's
Okay.
right.
We
That's
need
right.
to take the healthier food and make it taste good to us. Well, Marcus, we're gonna take a break and we're gonna come right back with the awesome Dr. McNair with us this morning, and we'll be right back. Marcus, give us let's fight. Let's fight. The future in great health. Today, every day. Responsible sex. The future in great health. Every day, responsible sex. Where the fires we light for the future in great health. Every day, responsible self. Where the fires we light for health. The future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. Where the fires we light for health. Well, we're back on WMPR 90.1. You're listening to My Help, My Mississippi, #1 show on the radio. Well, this part of the program, we're going to have Who Am I? But let me just make this quick announcement real quick for us. Saving mothers, saving families, addressing Mississippi maternal health crisis. We're losing our babies, ladies and gentlemen, and the state of emergency. Babies dying in Mississippi. We got to do something about crisis, and we got to make sure that we stay on top of that. So today, which is the November the 6th, there will be a meeting at the legislator's office. And it will be at 9 o'clock. Is that right, Mr. Jones? 9 o'clock this morning. What we got to do is to make sure that, Doc, I mean, 2025, certain things shouldn't be happening.
That's right.
And then when they do, we just got to step up and say enough is enough, guys. So make sure that if you can be at that Mississippi legislature this morning at 9 o'clock, so that we can.
Chef, he gonna give me a second. He gonna write it for you.
Okay, good. Hit it, Marcus. Hit this commercial.
Declared a public health emergency in response to rising infant mortality rates across the state. Too many Mississippi families are losing their babies before their first birthday. Improving maternal health is the best way to reduce infant mortality. That means better access to prenatal and postpartum care, stronger community support, and more resources for moms and babies. Chair of the Mississippi House of Public Health and Human Services Committee, Sam Creekmore, along with co-chair Howard Bryan, will convene a legislative hearing Thursday morning, 9 o'clock a.m. at the Mississippi State Capitol, room 113, to address the public health emergency on infant mortality in the state of Mississippi. Speakers for the hearing, Dr. Daniel Edney, Dr. Henderson, Dr. Hannah Mona, Senator John Dumas, Dr. Michael Warren, Dr. Rashad Ali, and Richard Roberson. This hearing is open to you, the public, and we are asking you to get involved in.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
I don't want to be on the air. Can I not be on the air?
Yes, call back. All right. Thank you, Marcus. We're back with Dr. McNair. Let me just say this now. A part of our show now is Who Am I? This is where I tell you about a particular food or fruit. Last week it was black-eyed peas, Doc. This week it is it's going to be a fruit. Okay. Now, listen to me. Listen to me, guys, when I say this. I am something that you should have daily. Okay. I am a fruit. I boost heart health. I regulate blood sugar. Hello. I improve digestion. That means I'm loaded with fiber. I support brain function. I strengthen the immune system. I am red. I come in different types. I am also green. I promote oral health. I build strong bones. I fight inflammation with powerful antioxidant. Real food is medicine. I, again, support detoxification. The fiber in me bind to toxin and cholesterol in the digestive tract, helping your liver and colon eliminate waste more effectively. There is a saying, a blank of me keep the doctor away.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
That clue there.
That clue there gets it, right? So, yes, somebody, that clue there gave it away. I see the chat got it. I am apple. Yes. Apple a day, keep the doctor away. Apple healed from the inside out, supporting your heart, brain, gut, immune system, whole food, whole healing, whole you. Apple a day. Listen, there are all kinds of apple that you can get, but let's make sure that we get these apples in our system. So again, thank you for participating in that. Doc, it's an issue when a lot of people don't even know they're walking around here with type 2 diabetes.
That's right.
What
That's
advice
right.
would you give them, to at least find out,
Yeah. Well, first of all, I appreciated the fact that you gave some symptoms earlier in the show. The medical term is polyuria, polydipsia.
Mhm.
That means you're urinating a lot and you're drinking a lot, just thirsty, urinating, thirsty. It's probably one of the most prominent signs. But weight loss, as you said, blurred vision, because many times the sugar in your bloodstream goes through your lens in your eye, causes some swelling
Mhm.
that can cause some blurred vision. But those are some signs. But the other thing too, just awareness, general health awareness, is you trying to do today on this show, and obviously if you have a family history.
Mhm.
Let's not forget that,
Yeah.
if grandma and mom
Yeah.
were diabetics, it should cross your mind.
Mhm.
Maybe I need to get checked. And in general, most people should at least see the doctor for a checkup,
Right.
as they say, yearly. So
Right.
when you do that and you use good common sense, you should be able to pick that up. The other, the problem, and it relates to infant mortality too, is access to health care.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. But community health centers provide access, regardless of your ability to pay.
Okay.
They will see you. So, and the health department, has screenings. When we had our program at Morningstar, our men's health fair, which you participated, we were doing some screenings there too. So,
And that's particular with the men, Doc, and I appreciate you all having. I'm going to talk about that in a second there, but particularly men, we can't walk around here and say, well, it's going to go away. We need to get checked.
That's right. That's right. My people perish for lack of what? Knowledge.
Yeah.
You need to know what's going on
Yeah.
with yourself.
Yes.
You need to know, as some people would say, your numbers.
Know your numbers.
Diabetes. What's my blood sugar? What's my
Right.
A1C?
Right.
What's my blood pressure?
Right.
What's my cholesterol?
Know those numbers.
Know those numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doc, we pay attention to scores and sports. We pay attention to, the gas hand on a car. We pay attention to things that the material things, the things that we enjoy, like sports and stuff. But our numbers is a sign of what's going on
That's right.
in our life.
That's right.
And we need to really know what those numbers are.
That's right. You gotta know. And if you don't know, you can't do anything about it.
That's right.
And it's getting easier. One of the things I was talking to one of my patients about here recently, technology has really come a long ways. One of the things I'm really impressed with, if you're a diabetic, one of the worst things in the world, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but one of the things that's problematic is you got to do finger pricks.
It's one of the worst things in the world for me.
In order to check your sugar.
Yeah, right.
Well, now they have these sensors.
Yes.
One of them's called Freestyle Libra,
Uh-huh.
where you put this little thing on, you get an app on your phone, and instantaneously you know your sugar at all times, and you're not pricking your finger.
Right.
So technology has helped us in that regard.
Right.
More people have portable blood pressure monitors that they have at home now. So we have to take advantage of that. So it's really little or no excuse not to know your numbers sometimes.
We just need to prioritize ourselves.
Right.
We need to understand that, hey, we have a machine, a functioning body, and there's certain things going to have it functioning right, but we need to know how it's functioning at all times.
Exactly.
Because is there anything else more important than the body?
No.
I can't think of it. You can take the house, you can take the cars, you can take whatever. There's nothing more important. So I need to know these numbers.
That's right.
It's an indicator, right?
That's right. And if you don't have your health, you think about it. What can you do if you're ill and sick and sickly and can't get up out of the bed and participate? And so it's very important. And unfortunately, when you're young, you don't anticipate growing old.
Right.
But
Yeah.
You live, you will get old.
You're gonna get old.
And you're gonna have to further prioritize, healthy eating, exercise, checkup. I know a lot of people in their 50s, 60s, 70s I mean, their whole thing is what doctor's appointment, what exercise, what the exercise class. I mean, this fills their day.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But it's important, and because they want to stay around for those grandchildren.
Man, and I think again, Doc, we've been taught wrong. I always say we've been taught wrong for so long. We've been told and we've been conditioned. How to eat, when to eat, what to eat, what we call when we eat. Like in the morning is breakfast. Well, breakfast is the first meal you take, and then they'll tell us this is a breakfast food. We've been trained.
Right.
If it's not this, then you can't have this for breakfast.
Right.
See, these are conditioning
Right.
that we didn't realize was taking place. So
Exactly.
now we have to work hard to
Right.
change a trained mind.
Exactly.
And this mind have been trained based on what somebody else's idea was because they were profiting on that. And again, this is a free country.
Right.
They can do that.
Uh-huh.
But when we know better, we got to do better. Now.
That's true. And breakfast means what it says. Breaking a
Break 'em
fast.
And
You've
it
been
doesn't-
fasting overnight. You hadn't been sleeping.
Right.
Eating while you were asleep.
Right.
And but like, as you said, there's no specific break fast food.
We've been trained that. You're right.
You could have some nice beans. For
Yes.
breakfast.
Yes. You can. Some beets. Yeah, you really can, Doc. I do that.
Yeah.
I know you don't tell me I gotta have cornflakes. I gotta have this,
Right,
with
right.
just sugary stuff in it like
Right.
that. No, it's marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But there was some marketing that you did, and I really appreciate it. And you invited me over to the church. You were marketing to the men at Morning Star Baptist Church. And tell us a little bit about that event because you were reaching some. We had some men there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, typically, Pastor John Johnson, it was his suggestion, and typically October is Breast Health Awareness Month. It's great. Also, want to mention while I said that men can get breast cancer.
Yes.
Too, so
Mhm.
I do know somebody that's had that problem. So it seems like women's health gets maybe a little bit more. We're talking about maternal issues now
Yeah.
than men.
Right.
And men typically are not as prone to go see a doctor as women.
Right.
And you can, statistics bear that
Sure.
out.
Mhm.
So he felt that, we ought to have something for men's health that month. And it's our 100-year anniversary coming up in a few weeks from Morning Star. And as a part of it, he said, let's have a men's conference. And I thought about you in terms of what you do. And, you and I know each other, and I've heard you talk. And one of the things that you always would say is, I don't want to eat no nasty tasting food.
That's it.
I don't want to do it. And I said, me either. So I had, talked to you, and we've talked about healthy eating. I never had an opportunity to try
Right.
some of your meals that you prepare. And so I just thought that was an excellent opportunity to get you there and do a cooking demonstration for us. And it was very well received.
Yeah, thank you, Doc. When you let men taste your food, it better be good because they gonna.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was there, and I enjoyed them eating good tasting food because you're right. I don't want. Who's gonna wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I gotta eat this nasty food because it's good for me." No,
Right.
you eat it.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Right.
I need my food to be healthy and good tasting. I
Exactly.
love good tasting food, but
Right.
it just has to be
Yeah.
good for my body. If it's
Right.
not good for my body, it's not negotiable.
Right.
And so, yeah, we prepared some different foods there. And the men, we had some great speakers. And the men loved the food. Now they can be encouraged
Right.
to try. You let me taste some nasty food and tell me it's good for me. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
It's easier for me to go back to what I've been doing, right?
Exactly.
Versus the nasty food.
Exactly. And but anyway, many people asked me after that for your card, and I had a few, and we gave them out. And my thought is just get it out.
Yeah.
You know, just keep doing what you're doing. And to our listeners out here, if you hadn't had the opportunity to get with Brother Smith when he's doing one of these cooking demonstrations, you ought to take it, because it's well worth your while. And you can get some good information, and you can get some good recipes that you'll be happy to use again in the future.
And that's what it's all about, Doc. We want to be able to educate people. Again, I always said we had more food education, we'd be on less medication.
Right.
We need to know food can taste good,
Mhm.
because we're used to what other people have told us and how they prepare it with all the oil and different things like that. But we got to learn how to prepare it differently
Right.
and taste good too.
Right.
So I'm always happy to go to different churches to show folk how to do it and how
Mhm.
simple it can be.
Mhm.
Is that not simple?
We need you in our schools too.
You know, that is, and you know, that's a whole wow. I mean, wow, because we're expecting our children
Exactly.
to act like geniuses, and we're feeding them junk.
Right.
You wouldn't feed a $1 billion racehorse the food that we're feeding our children, because he's worth something.
Right.
And you can't put a price on our children,
Right.
but we're feeding them junk and
Right.
expecting them to, and not even questioning how their brain has been developed because of the food that they're eating and why they're acting a certain way. So you just open up a whole can of worms.
Yeah.
But I try and go to
Yeah.
as many schools as I can, and
Yes.
we got to do something about that, though. We
Right.
got listen. If you want a successful thinking mind from a child and their behavior, you got to change what you're placing into their system.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Doc, give us some final words for our guests to hear. I always love having you on the show, man, and I just really appreciate what you're doing in the community. But give us some final words.
Well, you know, Brother Smith, you know, what you're doing is wonderful. It's God sent. And I admire your dedication and your discipline. But as I've said to you personally, you know, not everyone is going to get up and run 5 or
Right.
6 miles.
Mhm.
Not everyone might eat a totally vegan diet.
Right.
But if we take the principles that you're talking
Mhm.
about fiber,
Yeah.
about exercise,
Mhm.
about having a plant-based diet,
Mhm.
you know, thinking about what's healthy for your body,
Mhm.
that will take us a
Yeah.
long way. And so I encourage you to continue to do this. I encourage our listeners, moderation in all things.
Mhm.
You know, I've had cardiologists say, they used to say, a glass of wine was good for you. Now they don't want you to drink it. I'm like, I don't know. But in my opinion, moderation is the key. You know, if you want to have a glass of wine, I just can't see how that's detrimental to you
Mhm.
if you're not doing 2-3 glasses
Right.
every day.
Mhm.
So keep that in mind. Whatever you do, be moderate in it. You know, even exercise.
Yeah.
You can over-exercise and run
Yeah.
too much and have joint problems.
Yes.
But keep that mindset that I want to be moderate in all things that I do, and I want to do it to the glory of God.
Well said, Doc. I'll keep doing what I'm doing as long as you keep coming on the show.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen, I appreciate Dr. McNair being with us this morning. And listen, guys, thank you for being with us this morning. And he nailed it. I don't care about you being vegan, 100% plants. I just care about you realizing what it takes to care for your body and now start taking some steps to do it. We got to move. Thank you for being a part of WMPR 90.1, My Help, My Mississippi. And we'll see you next Thursday, same time, same channel. Thank you, Marcus. This is our theme. Future in great health today, every day, responsible self. See you next week.